House Public Accounts Panel Chairman and Provinciano Ako Representative Bonito Singson says Health Secretary Francisco Duque is not special and must still answer questions posed by the Commission on Audit and the public. Singson is commenting on Duque's emotional monologue during the panel's recent probe.
So, while we sympathize with him, we still need to look into. It will not in any way affect our objective, which is for us to be enlightened on the manner in which these funds were used.
Duque hit COA for supposedly destroying the reputation of the DOH with its findings of deficient 67 billion pesos worth of COVID-19 funds. During the probe, COA clarifies it gave the Health Department enough time to comply and was merely following its mandate of releasing audit reports. Singson also comments on Police Chief General Guillermo Eleazar's call not to publicize COA reports to the media. He explains, COA is mandated by the law to release these audit reports and that the law guarantees journalists and the public access to these documents. Singson also says, instead of attacking the agency, President Rodrigo Duterte should find an ally in COA in his anti-corruption campaign. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque downplays the severity of state auditors' findings that several agencies, among them the Health Department, have unspent funds that could have boosted the government's pandemic response. In an online briefing Thursday, August 19, Roque claims the Commission on Audit's annual audit reports on various government agencies in 2020 are supposedly not final yet and should not be a cause of concern. COA's annual reports, however, are the result of a year-long audit by resident auditors deployed to government agencies.
So sa ngayon po, ang aking advice, cool muna po tayo. Dahil itong puntong ito po pwede pa pong sagutin at antayin po natin ang final reports. Sa ngayon po, preliminary pa lang po yan. Magsusumito ng komento, pagkatapos po magkakaroon ng final report ang COA. Dun sa final report po, yan ang po pwedeng magamit na ebidensya sa hukuman. No?
COA once again drew the ire of President Rodrigo Duterte after its annual audit report showed the DOH had 67.3 billion pesos worth of misused and unused funds in 2020. Duterte attacked COA and told it to stop publishing its audit reports that supposedly put government officials in a bad light.
Hindi naman po niya piniprevent yung annual audit report. Yung preliminary reports pa lang po ang ayaw niya sanang ma-publish.
In a House probe Tuesday, August 17, COA Chairman Michael Aguinaldo told the House of Representatives they will carry on despite the attacks from the President himself.
Need more context, clarity, and perspective? Get the full picture with Rappler Plus. With exclusive content and events, you'll get an opportunity to discuss issues with reporters, experts, and featured guests while helping Rappler continue its fearless journalism. Join now.
The Commission on Audit, or COA, flags a transaction made by the Overseas Workers Welfare Administration for hygiene kits distributed during the pandemic. From the breakdown of purchases provided, state auditors note the largest number of napkins bought was purchased at the highest unit price. Napkins can be bought in small sari-sari stores at 5 to 8 pesos per pad only. State auditors also say the thermal scanners bought at 2,950 pesos per unit are higher versus the prices on the internet, ranging from 400 to 800 pesos. The hygiene kits bought at 160 pesos apiece are also not itemized. COA also says the construction firm from which the supplies were bought cannot be found at its listed address. OWWA Administrator Hans Kakdak maintains the transaction is an isolated event, as the amount in question is 0.01% of the 9 billion peso audited budget. In related news, COA also flags the Agricultural Department for failing to spend over 9.8 billion pesos in its allocations. State auditors also note there were accounting errors and unliquidated expenses amounting to 17.5 billion pesos. The annual audit report also reveals laxity in reporting of farmer beneficiaries. COA finds over 7,000 duplicate names submitted for financial subsidies and food assistance. The over-remittance amounted to 35.8 million pesos. Witnesses on Wednesday, August 18, say armed Taliban members knocked on doors in cities across Afghanistan, telling fearful residents to return to their jobs. This comes a day after the militants announced they wanted to revive the country's battered economy. In their first press conference since seizing the capital Kabul, The Taliban on Tuesday promised peace, prosperity, and appeared to depart from previous rules of banning women from work. But many remain wary. Many businesses in the capital, Kabul, remain closed, and large parts of the city have been deserted since the Taliban captured it Sunday. Residents say the only major traffic in the usually congested capital is at the airport, where people are trying to flee the country aboard diplomatic evacuation flights. Witnesses say armed members of the Taliban kept people desperate to flee Afghanistan from reaching Kabul's airport. A new government may take the form of a ruling council, with Taliban Supreme Leader Haibatullah Akhundzada overall in charge. Afghan President Ashraf Ghani fled the country as the Taliban overran the capital city, Kabul. He is now in exile in the United Arab Emirates. Black Widow Scarlett Johansson gives birth to her first child with husband Colin Jost. Jost announces the news Thursday, August 19 or Wednesday, August 18 in the USA through Instagram. Okay, we had a baby. His name is Cosmo. We love him very much. Privacy would be greatly appreciated. He shared no details as to when the baby was born, nor did Jost upload a photo of their son online. Johansson got engaged to the Saturday Night Live writer Jost in May 2019 after 2 years of dating. The celebrity couple wed in October 2020. They also did not announce her pregnancy on social media or to the press.